Hello and welcome. I'm Vinnie Roberts and you're watching Comical Intellect, the channel where I take the world's big thinkers and make them seem, shall we say, a little out of character. Please like and subscribe, and most of all, enjoy. Just quickly before we begin, this video does get a bit extreme in places, so I want to make it clear that I'm actually a big Richard Dawkins fan, and a link to the original interview with Piers Morgan will be in the description. Thank you.
She's a bad bitch, hit me with the football. And I got a bad itch from a loose hole. Never likes to chat about how with the fake ass face with the clap around town. So keep them shut, ain't no love for your whole legs. Tell about black clubs and
Richard Dawkins, one-on-one. He's incendiary, out of touch.
I despise other people.
And deliberately offensive.
And if you don't agree, you can
And Richard Dawkins joins me now. Richard Dawkins, thank you very much indeed. What do we know now about where we've come from?
I think that you're being naive.
Why?
Because I think you probably are. And that's a naive statement. Anyway, discuss.
I think I'd ask a question like this. What don't we know?
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. And that's all there is to it.
Really?
Yes. You're provoking me because you're taking that tone with me.
Well, you've been provoked before.
So what?
It's curious.
I mean, I think that's so illogical. It's absolute nonsense.
I want to start with some big theme stuff.
Well, go away and think and learn how to think.
Really? What's the one?
Go away and learn how to think.
Are you just incurably...
Go away and learn how to think. You have a brain.
I'm actually not trying to provoke you. I'm genuinely curious. What's the one thing you'd like to achieve now, in the rest of your life?
I mean, that's just weak.
Well, no, I'm not, okay, but I'm prepared to have an open mind about this.
Really?
Well...
Listen, I think I'd like to be known for outright rudeness, nastiness, a boyfriend who gets drunk and goes too far, and graffiti on walls, throwing gay people off buildings, banning dancing and music and having fun, and not known for science and for helping people to understand science. I don't like them. And not known for paedophilia.
Yeah.
That I got hell for that.
Yeah.
Because it happened a very long time ago, and I don't want to mention it.
There are areas which you would prefer not to discuss.
Yes. I should have said that before we started.
Yeah. No, but listen, are you a romantic person?
I do not believe in it, no.
Really?
Well, how could I?
Nothing. There's nothing else.
How could it be otherwise?
Are you just incurably logical? Are you basically
Yes.
like a human Spock?
How dare you? I think I'd like to actually yell insults to somebody's face if you met them in the street. And from that, it develops into sex.
What the hell are you talking about?
Stranger rape.
Rape is rape.
So what?
Not so what, just curious. It doesn't matter whether it's date rape or knife point rape.
Well, I mean, they look like teenagers. And I would love to meet them in a dark alley or something. I probably couldn't understand what they said.
Why?
Because I refuse to let them speak.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, but isn't it
I don't really look forward to it. I mean,
isn't it terrifying?
Yes.
You are a rapist, and I can understand why feminists would say, is it incredibly painful?
Yes.
Why?
Because, let me put it to you this way. What we've got with respect to sex, I know that I have it, I presume you have it. For one thing, Helen Spurway, who was the wife of J.B.S. Haldane, I had a go on that. And most of my friends at that school were.
Really?
Yes. Two of them held her down while they took turns, and we just joked about it.
I don't think that's likely.
I think it's very likely. I think
Really?
It's exactly what happened, yes. My point is, that's what I've done all my life in
Right.
universities. Yell abuse at people without it rebounding, and mild paedophilia at schools.
But you were.
Yes. Now, suppose I had said I hadn't, but anyway, they're debating it.
Mild paedophilia is bad. Do you have a view about that?
I'll not say.
The debate really is, was she groomed? Are you saying no, you don't want to talk about it? Or
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's interesting in itself. Because it is a...
I'm not going to say about that.
Are you worried about, do you get threats?
No, I'm certain that sex really is upsetting. And my point is that if you don't like what you think you're going to hear from someone, you should shut them up. I gather you recently introduced Stephen Hawking. He probably said that to you.
Yeah, he did actually, yeah.
But the point is this: date rape is pure logic.
A woman would say, many women would say, that actually rape is rape. It doesn't actually matter how it manifests
I know
itself.
they would. So what?
But what's the real Richard Dawkins like then?
Well, a lizard in the desert.
There's nothing else.
I think I'd like to be raped by a priest or something, night after night after night.
Why?
Because there's a culture of nastiness, there's a culture of hostility, a culture of outright paedophilia,
Yeah.
especially in universities where I spent all my life. Universities are places where you should be raped by an uncle or something for a while.
Really?
They use this word safe. They want to feel safe. And university is the one place where you should not feel safe. You get it?
You don't seem like one of the world's big thinkers.
Bingo, you got it. I'm not.
Right.
Where does this reputation come from?
You finally, you've got a chance to write your own headstone. Here lies Richard Dawkins. He...
I think I'd maybe copy Jacques Monod, the great biologist. He said, known for mild paedophilia.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
Mild paedophilia. That's it.
Yes.
The end.
Well, I really talk arrant nonsense.
What are the other dangers, do you think, facing mankind?
Richard Dawkins.
What's the answer to it?
To introduce paedophilia at schools.
Really?
I'd
It's stuff
welcome
of a
that.
horror film, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's interesting.
Because you were at Applethorpe, right?
No, God, no.
Oh,
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
Catholic school.
Which one were you at?
Well, that's not relevant because it's I don't want to mention it.
Right. Have you talked about this before?
Well, some people may have. It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal. It's interesting because I can have really conversations like this with people all day long, and I wouldn't be outraged by stuff I hear. But I'm outraged.
Really?
Well, stranger rape, mild paedophilia, beating women, rape at knife point, violent paedophilia. I'm not entirely sure I completely concur with him. You can kill them.
Yes.
If you kill someone, you're a murderer. It doesn't matter how you kill them. And you might get a shocking surprise one day when you're...
It's highly unlikely without any evidence.
You know who Dr. Spock is, right? Do you not think you're the human manifestation of him?
No. How dare you?
Keep it uncensored and like Richard Dawkins.
This has ruined my life. It's a total catastrophe.
You've written 17 books, I think you told me in one of the breaks. So it's a lot.
Well, I'm writing a book at the moment, and it's... you want to know what it's about?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I had a teenage boyfriend in Africa for a while, but then I happened to mention that I'd like to introduce 3 men and Stephen Hawking into sex.
You didn't, presumably.
Yes, under general anaesthetic.
Never like to chat about how the fake ass space make a clap around town. So keep them shut, in a love for your whole legs. Or tell a fella's wear gloves and nose pegs. She needs a black with stickers saying now. Only poppers or the sock in these niggas.